Hey guys, want to welcome you back to the Sensu Pop channel. How are you guys enjoying BT13 so far? Personally for me, I've been enjoying it a lot, maybe a little bit too much because I'm spending so much money on it. We have already covered in this channel for BT13 the most hyped deck, which is Bojack. Then we covered my favorite deck, and the most fun deck, which is the Yellow Androids. This week we are going to be covering the weirdest one. And why is King Ko weird? Because instead of playing battle cards, instead of playing extra card, he plays a lot and a lot of few cards. And how does it work? I don't really know. It took me some time to figure it out, but once I figure it out, this deck is really good. So without further ado, let me show you my take on the King Ko's deck profile. It is going to be fun, it is going to be good, it is going to be weird, but also it is going to be extremely themed. See you guys after the short intro. Hey guys, I want to welcome you back from the intro. We are going to be taking a look at King Ko today. He is a very powerful deck. He is a very weird deck because most of the decks we are dealing with battle cards. We're dealing with extra card. Some decks have one few card, most decks have no few card. This deck has a lot of few cards. How does it work? How do you play this deck? This is what I aim to do with this video. Alright, so give me some time of yours. Let us go through the deck together. Let us go through the leader first. King Ko, what does he do? Permanent, when you activate a few card with energy cost of 2, it is reduces by 1 from your hand. And when you play him, he has King Ko Dynasty. And what does King Ko Dynasty does? It's basically a few card that you have from the start that allows you to play multiple few cards. And with a added thing that you cannot replace a few card. So a few card is there, it is there. So you cannot play another few card to override the few card. And that few card needs to be removed by a skill of your battle card or by your leader card. We'll see that later how this is done. And once per turn, when you activate a few card, what's going to happen here is you are able to draw a card and then take a card from your life. So what you want to do with King Ko, it's around 10, 2, and 3 if it's possible. Awaken ready, because this deck really functions a lot. On the other side, this is where you have all your awaken mechanics, okay? But it's pretty easy to awaken with this deck, because not just with the leader's ability or the few cards, most of the few cards have the ability to help you to take life. And he is an untapped 2 leader. On his awaken side, he is basically the same with the few cards cost reduction and the ability to draw a card. You don't get to take a life anymore. I don't know why you want to do that, but then you get to draw a card with if you activate a few card. And activate battle once per turn, you get to pop one of your few cards, and this card gets a extra 10k. A lot of your few cards have a come into play effect and also an exit effect. So this is where you really need to strategize what you want to do over here. Alright, but fear not, I'm gonna take you through what are some of your options. And let's talk a little bit about King Ko Dynasty. This is already a few card that you start with. He has barrier. Again, he allows you to play multiple few cards, but your few cards cannot override. You can do it by skills of your leader card and your battle card, okay? So let us take a look at your few cards option. The first one, it's a new ruler. This is definitely one of your best few cards. This is the one that you want because this card is just simply amazing. It really helps you to draw a lot of cards. And his draw ability is one of the best, because if you tap one, you play him. What happens here is that you take a look, you choose add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. You already got a +1. And after that, you take a look at top 3 cards, pick a mono green card, put it into your hand. Yes, you heard me correctly. It's not, oh, pick a battle card with 4 or less. It's not pick an extra card with cost of 2 and field, or a unison card. It's just take a look at the top 3, pick one mono green card and put it into your hands. Just like that. Amazing. Simply amazing. And his exiting effect is if you use a King Ko's ability to hit him, you draw a card and discard a card. If that's not enough, you still have that ability. And the second best card that you have. So again, new ruler, your starting hand, you want it. The second best card in your deck is definitely, I think, Anticipated Onslaught. Few cards. Let me Let me say that. And this card, when you play him in your battle area, you get to draw a card, and then you play a Frieza clan or Frieza army card, energy cost 2 or less, and then you play it. I'll show you your options later. And once per turn, he has a board control ability, because whenever your field cards get popped, and if this card is on the field, you get to choose up to your opponent's battle card 2 or less, and then you KO it. Just like that. It's just simply amazing. Then we have Unstoppable Invasion. This is an aggressive card. When you play this card, your leader gets 10. You get to add 1 card from your life to your hand. See, a lot of ways for you to self-awaken. And then this card gets 10k, and your leader card gets 10k and double strike. The problem with this card is that a lot of your movement is going to be telegraphed, because now they know, because this is not activate battle, they're going to be dealing with a 25k double striker, right? And with your leaders to pop his battle cards ability to get extra 10k, 35 double striker, usually your opponent's going to negate this particular attack. And when this card is placed in your drop area by your skill, you get to choose one of your opponent's units card and remove a marker from it. Good? Pretty good. And then one of the low-key good card is Terrified Realization, because this is why when you put this card on your board, you get to draw a card. It does not have an exit ability, but this is a card that you really don't want to pop. You want to leave him down on the field, together with the Anticipated Onslaught. These are the 2 cards that you really want in your field. And when you have this card, if you have 4 or more extra cards in your battle area, which is not that difficult to do, because this card, it's 1. King Code Dynasty, it's 1. So just 2 other more, you get this effect. Or your Frieza Clan's card gets an additional 5k during your turn. So anything that you play, which is Frieza Clan, gets the extra 5k. Good? Really, really good. When you play this card, you get to draw a card. And add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. If you want to, you don't have to, but you get to draw a card, okay? So instead of just tapping 1 to play the few cards, what are some of the options that you have? First one is King Vegeta Unreal Invader. How good is this unison card? Very, very good, because when you pay 2, you do an immediate +1, it goes up to 3, and then you get to play a few card. Activate a few card from your hand. When you activate a few card from your hand, you get to draw a card. And one of the and then after that, this card has a -1, which I don't really use, because you make your opponent chooses. Your opponent is definitely going to choose something which is not really good. But the -3 ability, it's when this card becomes a monster, because more than just being utility, more than just being 15k that you can swing, your opponent now gets this card gets an ultimate ability and becomes a 30k to 35k triple striker by just -3. One of the other ways that if you already have the battle cards, because your few cards are, you keep popping your few cards, right? And there is a chance that they get into the drop area. And what you can do with Berry Blue, it's one of the best cards that you really want to have on your board all the time. You tap 1, you activate a battle card, a few card from your drop to your to your battle area, just like that. Amazing. Pretty amazing. And when you play her, she is such a look up to top 7, pick a green unison card or a few card and add it into your hands. Okay, so one of the combos that you can do, it's when you play your King Vegeta, your unison card, do a +1, play Anticipated Onslaught. When you play Anticipated Onslaught, you draw 1. Because your because you activated a few card, King Cole draws 1, and after that you play a card that is 2 or less. From your hand you play Berry Blue, look up to top 7, and then you draw 1. Now this one, for just playing 2 energy, which is your King Vegeta, you now draw 3. And after that you can tap 1 once per turn, do Young Invader. And Young Invader allows you to draw another one. So you can activate Young Invader from your drop area. If you already have Young Invader in your board, you can swing with King Ko, use pop Young Invader, draw 1, discard 1, then after the Berry Blue, put that card back. So this is some of the combos that you can do. Pretty amazing, just straight up aggression, because your King Vegeta can swing. This is just amazing, and you draw so much just for 1 turn. And one of the thing that you can play with Anticipated Onslaught is Frieza Revive and Revive. This is a 4 cost, however it is a 2 cost if you have 2 or more, if you have 4 or more extra cards in your drop and battle area. Yes, correct, in your drop area it also counts. This is a dual attack blocker. You can swing 1 time and it comes back as a blocker. You can use your second duo attack as a blocker, and what you want to do here is when your leader swings, you can use blocker and block. When your opponent leader swings, you can use this as a blocker. After that, discard one of your few cards from your board to your drop. This is one of the ability, and you can restand him. And now you really make your opponent really wants to take him out, because if not, they're gonna deal with the second blocker. This card is low-key annoying though. And so let's take a look at some of this defensive option. This is where this deck really shines, because this deck, it's so oppressive when it comes to defending. Royal Supremacy, this card is so good. Negate the attack, and then you choose up to your opponent's battle card up to 3 and discard them. Not up to 3, total cost up to 3 and discard them. That means if they have a lot of tokens, it is gone just by negating the attack. The worst part about this card is that if you have 3 or more extra cards with few in your battle area, you can activate this card without paying its cost. King Dynasty, it's 1. All you have to do is 2 more, and this card, you can pay it without activating its cost. The thing about this card is that it is not once per turn, so you can use it again and again and again if you want to. So this card is just one of the best negate. If this is not enough, you also have King Ko Supreme Ruler. This card, it's a 1 cost for each green extra card in your battle area. Again, like I said, King Dynasty, it's already 1. All you have to do, it's another 1, and you can pay 1 cost, negate the attack, and play this card. When you play this card, this is like a mini topo. Your opponent cannot attack your leader card unless they discard 1 each time they try to do that. So between Royal Supremacy and King Ko, your opponent really cannot hit your leader. Now, let's talk about the counterplay. Cooler Effortless Strike. This guy is just amazing, because during your opponent's turn, you reduce the energy cost of hand by 1 for each extra card in your battle area and drop area. That means if you have 2 extra cards in your drop area, because of King Dynasty in your battle area, this card, it's a permanent 1 cost. And when you play him, it is not like the Charismatic Villain where you KO the card but the come into play effect still comes in. This card straight up just denies that and says that instead of being played, it goes into drop area if your opponent plays something 4 or less. And when this card is played, if your opponent has 8 or more cards in his hands, they have to choose 1 card and discard it. This card, it's really good, especially in this deck, because it is always a 1 cost. It is always a 1 cost. Alright, so these are all the new kind of defensive options that you have, but because Ombre Invader King Vegeta is just so difficult to deal with, of course we will be playing also Charismatic Villain, because it is also Frieza Clan. This is finally theme, and what you're gonna play with this one is, of course, everybody knows this, but everybody knows this because it's a free counterplay once per turn, and you choose one of your opponent's battle card and KO it. Can you imagine? How is your opponent supposed to attack you with all these things? Not possible. Not possible at all. Alright, if this is not bad enough, I know you heard me say that so many times. If this is not bad enough, remember Terrified Realization. If you have 4 or more few cards, all these cards that you're dealing with, King Ko, Cooler, and even your Charismatic Villain gets extra 10k. That means a Charismatic Villain, it's a 15k, Cooler 20, King Ko 20. It becomes just so much difficult to deal with. So, if that is your defensive aggressive option, what are your aggressive option? The first one is Frieza Demolisher of Planet Vegeta. There's 2 ways that you can play this card. Tap 1, draw 1. Tap 1, draw 1, tap another 2. Then this card becomes a 20k double striker, and then it bobs wipe. It does not take care of cards that have barrier, too bad, but then just for 3 energy it is good enough. It just bob wipes your opponent, so they choose all of your opponent's battle card and KO them. And this card gets 16k and double strike until the end of your opponent next turn. Take note, with the Bardock's field card, this is a 25k double strike. So let's take a look at the pinnacle of the clan, the Golden Frieza himself. I totally agree with the name, by the way. Deflect double strike, 5 cost. However, it is a 3 cost because it reduces the energy cost of this card in your hand for every 2 green extra card in your battle area or in your drop area. It counts in the drop area, so this is just amazing. And more than just being a double strike, 25k double strike or 30k double strike, you can swing with him pop one of your few cards, he restands, you choose one card from your opponent's hand and one card in your opponent's board, ignoring barrier, and put them into the drop area. Take note, it is not KO, you just take it and put it into drop area. So if there is an effect like this card cannot be KO, or when this card is KO'd, all these effects, they don't prop when you do that to one of their battle cards. Alright, so really strong game ender over there. And board control, Frieza, the smaller one, first form takes care of board wipe, the second form takes care of everything that has barrier. Alright, so basically this is the deck profile itself. I hope so far, it's a little bit complicated, but I hope I put it in a way that you can understand, at least have gained a little bit more understanding with this. Take note, there is this Majin Buu. If you have it, play him, because he is really good in this deck. And why this Majin Buu? Why did I choose this Majin Buu? Because this Majin Buu is a counter. A lot of your attacks, they don't really take a lot of energy, because you're using most of your energy to do your defensive play, like Cooler, like Golden Frieza. Golden Frieza is not defensive. Like Cooler, like King Ko, and you have Unstoppable Invasion, which makes your leader a 25k, 35k triple double striker, and you have King Vegeta Umbreon Invader that makes your King Vegeta 30k or 35k triple striker. The problem is all these attacks are telegraphed. Your opponent will see this coming, they will have a negate in their hands, and what you can do here is get your Majin Buu ready. You're gonna draw so much anyways, so when you swing, your opponent negates, counter. I always win games just like that, because your opponent is not ready for that. They have to deal with 35k double striker or a 35k triple striker. So this is how you catch them off guard. If they manage to combo, they still have a 40k double striker to deal with. Alright, so basically this is the deck profile. If you have a feedback or a comment to me, feel free, write it down in the comment section. I'm pretty what do you call it, I'm pretty active over there. Sometimes it takes a few days, but I do reply to you. Alright, and if you like this video, I would appreciate if you give this video a like. If you want to be part of it, feel free, subscribe to this channel, would appreciate it a lot. I'm reaching 3k soon though. I'm thinking, what should I do for 3k? If you have a suggestion, write it down in the comment section also. Alright, so hey guys, stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy playing the Dragon Ball Super card game. See you guys in the next video.